Well, I got in there, got most of it tore down. A couple pieces left over here. And then I have to bring it inside so I can get underneath and get the crank out from under it. Then we will know if it's good block, bad block, good parts, bad parts. We can start building it back with good parts so we know it runs. Yeah, plenty of pistons and rods that were pretty bad in this one. Alright, so now I have to put you on the lift. And the crank was bad. Alright, so now let's find out what the motor condition is. The block's in 27, so that's actually pretty good. Better than what I have. So the block is fine. Now everything we put on it from here forward has to be good stuff. It just does. Has to be at least drivably running. Alright, so now I go back underneath, put the crank back in it. A crank anyway. Hopefully I have one. I do not. So until I find a crank, this motor is on sit. These are A. I only have one of them. That's one. Can't really do much of anything else in here. So, for the time being, she's going to sit while I go find another car or parts or make some more money. So I shall return with more stuff to do things with so we can do things with the stuff. So, till next time. Yeah, I need that. I don't really need anything else though. Anyway, I've done searched all the parts, and when I come walking into the junkyard, right off the bat, there's another Cutlass. Nice rims on it. You can care less about body parts. But look at that motor. She's pretty. She don't have any pistons. And I did scope this out. She does have a piston. Like at least the one anyway. But the motor, it kind of makes me mad that I had to put that other one already together a little bit. Does have a muffler. Whatever back here may be better or not, I don't know. The wheels, they're not as good. They might be in better condition, but they're not as good. But the crank, I only got 6,500. That would leave me $1,000. Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw a lot of that shit away. I did find a crank, but I don't need this one. I'm not really thinking that the suspension is going to be in any better condition than what I already currently have. So do I take a better block and a chance at a better crank? Considering I don't really need anything else. And they are 14-inch rims. If I wanted a set of those on my car. Well, I know I can put parts into this block that are garbage. Dead pistons and rings, maybe an extra head, whatever else. So I think I can make more money off of this one. Let's say that's $1,000. I could still make a few bucks on parts. So I think my best bet is to buy this car. Yeah. All right, so now that leaves me with having to get rid of a bunch of this stuff, which the bunch of engine blocks and things like that. So, gearbox. A lot of engine blocks and gearboxes because these are basically the most expensive, and the more money you spend, the more money you can make. So that's why I'm always buying them. But that one ain't worth the shit. Alright, we're just about there. Hey, look at that. $2 profit. And I get to keep all the rest. And we are back at the shop. Alright. So first things first, I guess we swap this one. And then we see, did we make a profit? Hey, $200. Yay! I mean, that's $200. We'll take it all day. Looks like that rim's in pretty rough shape, which isn't too big a deal because pretty sure there's more cars with 14s on them out there. Alright, so let's see what we're starting with money-wise. We're going to keep all that stuff for right now. I did have a couple extra engine blocks. Maybe a couple other transmissions. I did find some pretty decent stuff, so that should help the financials a little bit. I found another nice 14-inch rim, which increases value-wise. Maybe we'll throw that one on there to go with the other three. Just for shits and giggles. All right. So we're $868. That's not bad. We'll start with that. So what we're going to do is going to pull the motor and crank out of this thing. And we can put that back in there. That ain't no good. Might actually get some decent transmission parts too. No telling if they're better than the ones I already have or not, but we'll find that out when we go to put it back together. I think there was one piston in the damn thing. Could have took it out before I jacked it up here, but yeah. What do you know? Well, at least there's no rod there. Or no cap, I should say. All right, hang on. All right, now we can pull it out. Ooh, and that looks terrible. That looks terrible. And it is. Well, we can get a nice engine block out of the deal anyway. We'll certainly take this. Go from a 39 down to a 19. Yeah, that sucks to be them, I'm sure. Not my problem. Alright, so I have none of this stuff that I can put in here. Well, I take that back. I got one of these. Yeah. And a gas tank, I guess, but... Alright, so let's, put some junk back on it, I guess. Yeah, dead cranks. But at least I got one from the junkyard that I kept, so... And of course, we put the worst stuff we have back on it, so we save the better stuff. If it's orange, it's orange. It's not really much of an improvement, but overall, every now and then a couple of points help here and there to raise the overall value. So, real question is, are we going to stay in profit after all of this? I'm going to think maybe we are. It might be very narrow, but I think there'll still be a profit. Then again, if I swap out the rims, ooh, that's a good tank. We put the bad tank in that other one, didn't we? But we do have one of these. Right. So this wheel doesn't really do anything for me. Where are we at profit-wise? At the oh, we're in the hole. Yeah, we can put pistons in there yet. Rear suspension-wise, don't really think I need any of that. Bushing-wise, they look shot. Caliper actually looks pretty decent. Up this side. Yeah. Doesn't look all that good. I mean, I do like the rims. I really don't think I need them. Right, so let's see what we can do here. I only need 8, so we can get rid of a couple of these. Okay, that'll allow me to get rid of one of these heads that I have. Yeah, if you're lucky, I probably fast forward a lot of this stuff for you guys, so you don't have to bear with it. Both of these are, yeah, they're both good. Didn't have a cam. Good. Alright, so that's pretty much where this one's at. $400 loss. Damn it. What else do I have? Anything? No. Don't have one of them either. Man, that engine block was worth a lot. we don't have body parts, do we? No. Alright. Right. This can go in the garbage, that's for sure. Well, I could open these and hope we get some money out of the deal. That's not a big deal. At some point we will do that, which we probably should just do that because I'm going to leave the rims on there. Not really going to swap anything else on. Oh, yeah, 415. That gives me a profit back anyway, so we'll take that. 139 bucks. 6,500. We're getting closer. Oh, yeah. Do I want to tear it all back apart again? Oh, wait a minute. Well, I didn't put the crank in there yet, did I? Oh, okay, cool. So let's put the good engine block in there to start with. Get that out of the way. All right, so now we're starting with a good block. A 39. That's going to help a lot. And now we're building off of something that's worth building off of, which inevitably we will have to come back and tear it all apart and add more to it. But now that we got the block in such a good enough shape, we're probably going to leave it there till it's time to just build a whole new motor entirely. Let's see. And anytime I find more better new parts, of course, that's what I'm going to do is put them on here. So, right, we can go put a crank in this thing now. I'd really hate to go to the junkyard and find a better crank and have to come back and take apart everything I just did, but 17%, chances are we could find a 19, or if there's one in a car, which I'd have to tear apart, might be over 20s, so it'll still be in the orange. It's still going to be what it is, so we'll just run with it. When you deal with mostly junk parts, junk is what you get, which is why we call it racing rubbish. Alright. Didn't get another one of them. But we make them work. I've built many of the cars like this so far, and they all run. They all race around the track. They're not as fast as a better built version, but they're quick. And the nice part is they're not as fast as they can be, which leaves me room for improvement. Yeah, we're all right down there. So when you go from a 158 lap to a 149 lap, you just keep progressing forward. That to me is just pretty much fun. All right, put the best of what we got in here. Yeah, decent heads. And that is why the screwing and unscrewing speed is important. Same with the part mount, unmount. Because then you guys don't have to watch all the fast forward or have me edit out the freaking long, boring clip stuff. Yeah, rockers, valve push rods. Finding enough of these sometimes is a pain in the butt. As you can see, I'm going to need another 8 more, 7 more for the other side. And yeah, another 14 more of these. Gonna be a while before it runs. But when it does, it should be fun. And that's what matters. And hopefully by then, I can have enough money set aside to buy the dyno. Which I think there's a process to getting that far. So yeah, this is the beginnings of a race shop where we take garbage to go out and make some money with to improve it, to turn it into better quality, so we can race with bigger dogs for more money. To do more stuff like that. Have more money to go buy another piece of shit car and do it all over again. Which is a million times better than getting a car, tearing it all down, spending all your money to make it better, and then selling it off to make a profit. And then just repeating the process to profit for what? Tell me why making billions of dollars in this game has a purpose to it. Compared to having a plan and having a hard time achieving that goal and earning your way to making that goal worthwhile. Do I have a belt? No. No belts. Alright. So now we need to find all of this stuff. And then we're that much closer. Pistons are in. I can put the caps on now. Down, up, down, up. For every part that I put on, I get 1 experience. Same with every part I take off, I get 1 experience. It takes a lot to level up. And you have to level up in order to unlock points to unlock the next ability or improve skill. Don't have one of them. Yeah. I need 2 more of those. I have enough caps, though. I do need an oil filter and an oil pan. If I ever run super short on money, I can always do jobs. Although I have to have enough money to buy the parts to do the job with. It seems this is a no shop challenge. I try to stay away from the jobs because that means I have to use the shop to buy the parts. Which, yeah, that's the only way that you can finish those jobs, but a mechanic shop is a mechanic shop after all. All right, so we're at 6,500. Yeah, let's open these up real quick, shall we? And barn maps, yay. Can't use them until level 10. And then the cars are far more expensive. Profit margin is far smaller. Hey, there's 300 bucks. So they don't really, I mean, you can get better quality parts. You can start getting into the yellow range stuff. Hey, we leveled up. Yay. Yeah, blue points, whoopie-doo. Okay. So anyway, yeah, 4 barn maps. Now, one of the challenges I had made to a buddy of mine, Jack came back. Link up there. With the level 5 challenge, if you go to the junkyard and you're looking through the piles, if you find a barn map, whether you buy it or not is irrelevant, but you can no longer buy any parts from any of the piles from that point forward until your next trip to the barn or to the junkyard. If you find the barn map in the first pile, that leaves you screwed for parts. That makes it a tough challenge. So from this point forward, I will be making sure I have not bought any maps to this point. Currently only have, well, it won't even tell me, but only have the 4 maps that you just seen unlocked. So I have till level 10. I should have this up and running by then. And in here, in order to get to the dyno, it costs 20 grand. So I'm $13,000 away plus money to have money left from being able to get this far. And I have nothing else unlocked except for the tablet, which allows me a quick button instead of having to go walk over to that white computer thing. And we do have points. So now I can make this a little bit more profit. There we go. And as far as the rest of this stuff, I'd like to kind of keep going up this route. That's 9 more skill points. Could make it faster to do either of these. I don't really need this until I've unlocked the second edition. That part. I gotta buy the benches, the tools, and everything to go with it. I currently don't have a welder, so I can't make cars worth more. I don't have a battery charger, so I can't charge the battery. Factory, I do have a spring thingy and tires and the engine hoist. Outside of that, I got nothing. But I do have this car here. As you can see, I have not touched it. We do have 13 grand in here. But I plan to make this one the runner. This one will run. And right now I got 7 grand left to finish the upper half. The front half, under the hood and suspension, or the exhaust stuff. We got it. We can do this. So I am going to head back to the junkyard, and I shall see you. As you can see, there is a barn map. I'm not going to buy it because I don't want or need to. There is nothing else in this one. So I am done shopping in piles. I start right there. Go to that pile, them 2 piles, the pile on the other side here. Make my way all the way down around that. And then come straight up through here. That was 8,700, which, or 7,800, more than I can afford. Got to this pile, and now I don't get to search any more of these files. But I can look for a car to buy. That one's possible. Yeah. No motor. Doesn't help. Nothing that helps. Nothing here. There's a couple of cars in here. Six-cylinder doesn't help. Oh, the race car. Ah, come on, get up. Fucking hill. But I'm guessing this is a $10,000-$12,000 car here, so this could be a problem. 9 grand. Yeah, so can't even touch it. Can't touch any of these files. There's nothing more in here. So all that's left is the one car that I did find that I can afford. And I really don't want it. Because it doesn't do anything. I can't do anything with it. There's a block. There's suspension missing galore. The best I could do is maybe profit, because the cost is low enough at 1,800 bucks. And then these are all the parts that I was able to find. Not really. I mean, the air scoop's going to come in handy eventually. Reservoir, going to need that. And the rest is not really useful. All right, well, let's go see what this POS is worth. Not much. Oh, doesn't look like there's any pistons in it, so there's nothing there. No cam. Brakes, rotors, calipers, things like that don't look like they serve any use for me at the moment. Bushings look pretty bad. That one actually looks pretty good. I'll take that one. 37, yeah, that's... It's probably better than red anyway. Damn it, did it again. Alright. Anything back here we could use? Dang it. Nothing there. It looks pretty rough too. Sure as hell don't need the tire. Shocks? Yeah. I'm gonna leave all of that. So really, yeah, there's nothing I could... I mean, as much as I would love to play with the truck, yes, by all means, but none of the parts do me any good. We made 350 bucks though. We'll take that. That's good. So now what do we have that we can add to this mister? I think we grabbed a whole lot. Yeah, we got a couple of blocks. We did get a fuse. To get the air scoop. And another 14-inch rim, which I'm not fond of that. I'd rather have that one, but it's in 40%, so it was actually pretty good. Oh, and the reservoir, that's what we had. Yeah, I had a feeling there was something we could put under here. Other than that, we found nothing. Well, we already have a purple fuse. Lovely. So that didn't do us any good either. Right. So another sad shopping trip. So 7 grand, and away we go back to the yard.